So, whenever you feel like giving up, remember why you held on for so long. I would like to begin with a true story. I claimed my first race horse when I was 16. After 2 months of letting him rest, we found out he had a fracture below the knee. I was discouraged because it was something I really wanted to do, but the horse was never able to race again. Then I bought one as a yearling or 1 year old. I had her for 18 months and trained up. 2 days before the race, she kicked the stall and couldn't race. We entered the now 3 year old filly into an auction and sold her for $3,000. 8 months had passed since I had sold the filly when I claimed Brown Almighty. It took 3 races and 5 months of training when he finally won a race for me. He got claimed out of the race and sold. He sold for $30,000, which was bittersweet. That set me in motion for the next chapter of my involvement in horse racing, which was the breeding aspect of the sport. With all the negatives of waiting, I could have given up. But I remembered how much I loved horse racing, so I stuck to it. My name is Seth Wilkie. I've attended Bachman since March of my junior year. My road here was full of twists and turns. My 8th grade year, I moved to Lexington and entered Sale School, a private school there. I stayed through the first semester of my freshman year. I left because I was tired of being bullied. I'd been bullied all through school. Before leaving the school, I hated school so much that I got depressed. My parents decided to move me into a new high school called Montessori School of Lexington. I only stayed there 2 months. I had developed an anger problem because of my past and just hated school. Then I went to boarding school in Florida for a week. It was supposed to be helpful, kind of like Bachman is, but no one reached out to me at all or helped me. I felt like the kids there weren't really serious about learning. When I came back home, I moved to Louisville with my mom, entering Walden, another private school. I stayed there a year and a half. Even though bullying was a problem, mainly because of me being a University of Kentucky fan and a sea of Louisville fans, I did enter again as a sophomore. In January of my sophomore year, I had major spinal surgery. That took me out of school for 2 months. I came back in March, actually finishing off the year on time. That My junior year, I really couldn't bear not being in my beloved Lexington. So I entered a Catholic high school there, moving there with my mom. I stayed for 6 months at a school of 1,200 students. I felt alone in a crowd or like a small fish in a big pond. No one reached out to me. That's when I really gave up. At that point, I felt like my only options were wilderness school or dropping out of high school. Until I found Bachman. Like many kids when I arrived, I did not want to be here. My first day, a former student, Sam, talked to me and said not to think about the negatives and just take it one day at a time. He told me not to stress myself. That really helped me because it showed me that a student I had never even met knew what I had been through. Day by day, it got better and I made friends. People have told me that I seemed comfortable here from the moment I got here. I noticed that people started looking up to me, literally. Being away from home at this boarding school has helped me figure out what was most important to me as a person. It helped me grow to figure out who I was, not who my parents or others wanted me to be. It also showed me how much my parents really cared because they knew what was best for me. Since I made friends with the seniors last year, it was hard to come back this year. I realized it was my duty and my calling to help the kids who had been through what I had been through succeed. I don't regret anything that happened to me in my 4 years of high school because it made me who I am today. What Sam said still proves to be true. I take it one day at a time and try to help others who were in my situation get through it. Gladly, with Bachman's help, I have been accepted to the University of Kentucky to further my career in the horse racing industry. I will be starting this fall. As you have just heard, my high school journey has not been the easiest or the smoothest. One thing that has helped me is my love of horse racing. Back to my original story. Brown Almighty would go out to the track and put his heart and soul into running just to make us humans proud. Brown showed me that my parents' goal for me to graduate high school was possible. For all the things they did for me, it was the least I could do. Now, college is my goal. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents for all they have put up with in my past 4 years of hectic high school. All my teachers for helping me get to where I am today, and my friends for always being there when I needed them. To my sister, even though we have not been the closest, thanks for always having an open ear to me. So, as you see, like Thomas Edison said, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that don't work. Thank you.